Okay, hear me out. The Evil Within is perhaps the perfect blueprint for a modern survival horror game. No. See, when I think of a proper survival horror, I think of games in the 90s and early 2000s with fixed cameras, tank controls, scarce resources, and a difficulty level so crushing that grown men will consider standing up and launching a controller across the room, then promptly sitting back down and seething internally as they realise they are no longer toddlers. Anyway, I'm not saying The Evil Within is the perfect horror game, but it does follow the survival horror formula perfectly and updates it for modern audiences. The game starts off with our main character, Detective Sebastian Castellanos, investigating a call from the local mental hospital. He arrives on site to find a gruesome scene of dead bodies and then very quickly gets jumped by spooky Speedman. Sebastian then wakes up God knows where in some kind of nightmare world. Why is your house such a death trap? After escaping from what can only be described as Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Saw combined, he gets outside and drives away only to find that the world is literally falling apart. Which brings us to one of the main selling points of the game. The setting. The Evil Within is set in what is basically the Matrix, except the person at the core is a mentally twisted psychopath and has made it into a literal nightmare world. This setting allows the game to basically do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. Throughout the game, you'll be trekking through all the different creepy environments the developers could come up with, such as abandoned hospitals, hotels, villages, forests, underground tombs and ruined cities. However, the muted colour palette makes them all kind of blend together. You'll progress from one area to another, and if you don't stop to appreciate the environment, you'll barely notice it changing. That said, let's not hate on a game for having a consistent art style, especially because the environments are wonderfully dark, creepy, and they do a great job of making you question what is safe. One of these scarecrows is going to be a real boy, isn't it? I'm a real boy! The main enemies you'll face in this game are called the Haunted. Essentially they're just zombies and they'll make up 90% of what you'll shoot with only some slight variations here and there. From a practical standpoint, they come in two flavours, normal and invisible, the latter of which confused the hell out of me the first time I encountered one. Oh, we have a clip. Something's coming! Door! I mean, nothing's actually coming, is it? I think we're coming to it. We're the ones doing the coming. I've got a feeling the game might have glitched. I feel like something's supposed to have happened now. I mean, literally all I can think of... Ah! Wait, where did you come from? What? While there's not much variety in the basic enemies, the game is filled with a lot of unique and terrifying boss fights and mini-bosses that more than make up for it. Okay, it's time! Oh god, this is the enemy the loading screen told us not to fight. Oh my god, look at you! Oh god, I can't run! The sprinting mechanic is so bad! Oh yeah. The sprinting mechanic is terrible. At the start of the game, you can sprint for 3 seconds, after which Sebastian will actually stop and take a couple seconds to catch his breath, leaving you stunned and vulnerable, something that will happen very often if you're not constantly watching your sprint meter. Also, while I'm complaining, shout out to the accuracy mechanic in this game. Occasionally your bullets will just miss for no real reason, and at first I thought it was because the hitboxes in this game were completely broken, but looking back on the recording I can see this is what the accuracy upgrades are for. Throughout the game, you'll find mysterious green gel around the environment and dropped by dead enemies. This gel allows you to upgrade your character, weapons and ammo capacity. Here you can upgrade both your sprint and weapon accuracy, which basically mitigates my two main complaints. As for the things I like about the game, well, it's basically everything else. The combat is intensely satisfying. The weapons actually feel like they have some sort of power behind them thanks to the sound design, blood splatter and the way zombies react to getting shot. Shooting an enemy in the head will often blow a huge chunk out of their skull, and kill shots will cause their head to straight up explode. Can you die, please? Yep, you're dead. Alternatively, you can aim for their legs and enemies will fall over. While they're on the ground, you can then use a match to set them on fire for an insta-kill of not only the downed zombie, but everyone touching it. You can even set fire to corpses, which means that you can use every felled enemy as a trap for the still living. Killing multiple zombies with a single match is not only extremely satisfying, but a great way to conserve ammo. Hang on, no, let's just burn him, burn him, burn him! Ah, I got two for one deal! And you will need to conserve ammo, as this is a survival horror game and resources are scarce. I spent the entire game feeling tense and scrounging for ammo, but it was always just the right amount, as I never actually ran out, which is handy when you consider the melee attacks do a questionably low amount of damage. But melee seems to be okay actually. How many times am I going to punch you? How many times am I going to teach you this lesson, old man? Haha! Oh, wait. Oh. Hidden throughout the game are these small statues which contain a key, which open a locker in the save room, which contain a nice bundle of resources which can be anything from ammo to healing to green gel. The lockers can be opened in any order, and it's always exciting to see what you're going to get, making them an enticing reward for exploration. While you're scrounging, you will also need to keep an eye out for trap parts, which can be used to make the only craftable ammo type, crossbow bolts. Oh yes! Crossbow bolts. Most guns in this game are fairly standard: pistol, shotgun, sniper, and a magnum in the late game. The crossbow stands out as the one video game weapon, especially because it fires special bolts that can explode, freeze, shock and stun, and overall deal a high amount of damage. I found the freeze bolt particularly useful as it will freeze an opponent for several seconds, allowing you to unload into their face or butt. Freeze bolt. You're frozen. Now I can go around and shoot you in the butt. Yeah, take that. Die to the butt. Now, gameplay is generally considered the most important part of a game, and The Evil Within does it quite well. But any good horror story needs, well, a story, and The Evil Within goes about as deep as you want it to go. The game only shows Sebastian's perspective, and Sebastian isn't really privy to much top secret information. If you just listen to the dialogue and watch the cutscenes, you'll find that the plot is mostly functional. Often major plot points will get briefly mentioned and then never fully explained, and the same could be said with the characters. Nobody has the time to sit around info dumping their feelings and motivations when survival is the main priority. This makes people often feel that our main character is a bit of a blank slate, and that's certainly true for casual playthroughs. I'm still not 100% sure on the plot here. Maybe I should have read the notes. For the more meticulous player though, the game is filled with notes, documents and audio logs expanding on the world and the events happening within it. Here you'll find Sebastian's tragic backstory and information about the mysterious organisation behind everything. The more effort you put into exploring the game, the more you'll be able to get out of it. And this philosophy really permeates the whole game. You could just play this as a third-person shooter and run and gun your way through the hordes of baddies, and even if you somehow manage to make it to the end, you'll have missed everything that really makes this experience stand out. Look at him go! Look at him go! If you take the time to appreciate every detail and soak up the atmosphere, you'll find it extremely rewarding, which I think is the essence of a good survival horror game, and it really is a must play for fans of the genre. Oh hey guys, what are you still doing here? The video's over. What, you want more? Well, if you want, you can join me playing games live at twitch.tv/bulletspawn. I'll put the link down in the description. Hopefully I'll see you there.